Hi everybody, it's me Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I am here today to guide you through a great yin yoga practice where we're going to be focusing on creating some length and space and relaxation of the spine. There's going to be some flexion and extension, so just something to keep in mind if you're having any sort of back issues. I encourage you to gather your blocks, your pillows and towels, your bolsters if you've got them. Grab those props. We're going to get started on the floor in just about 4 minutes in Sukhasana, in easy pose. Oh wait, that's the wrong class. We're actually going to get started. Yeah, we're still going to start in Sukhasana. Yay! Start my awesome timer. Cool. Thank you guys so much for coming and making this time for yourself. I'm going to let you enjoy some delightful bird sounds for the next couple of minutes while I finish getting ready for class. So light those candles, put on your favorite music, whatever it takes for you to get in the right mood to relax. Yin is actually a class where it's nice to be a little warm. So think about adding an extra layer. Feeling warm can help you get a little bit deeper into your stretches. And the whole point of yin is for us to relax and get that deeper stretch into the fascia, ligaments, tissue, even the bones. Okay. Bring some water just in case, and I'll see you on our mats in easy pose at 4:30, 12:15. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hello. Oh, Fred, I'm coming with peanuts. Don't have a meltdown. So I'm just going to move this closer. Hi, pretty lady. All right, make sure you give snacks to anyone who might interrupt your practice. And then we're going to go ahead and come on down here onto the floor. So we can start in Sukhasana. As always, just finding the easy pose of your choice. You can have your legs one in front of the other. I find it most comfortable to come a little bit more into a deeper cross, but you just have to honor whatever it is that feels best for your body. And please always keep in mind that every day our bodies are different. So just do what feels good for your body today. I think today I will actually prop myself up in a seated position. Taking a little bit of a lift to your glutes can help you relax those knees down towards the floor, which can already just start to help to relax your mind, to relax your breath. So the goal here in all of our postures today is to find the most stillness that you can find. You do want to have some awareness within your stretch, but it shouldn't be pain. But sometimes you might be right along the edge of what is a deep enough stretch and feels right, and then it coming a little bit too painful. So while we are working towards that stillness, if you need to back off a little bit because you're being smart for your body, that's a beautiful thing to do. Remember, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. This is your practice. So we'll just be right here, right now. Just come into your breath in Sukhasana. Work to find some length through the crown of your head as you start to relax your shoulders away from your ears, and your shoulder blades can even be kissing towards each other like you might be squeezing a pencil. Especially if your back hurts, do find a little bit of engagement of your abdominal core, because having your belly nice and tight and contracted is going to help to support your back as well. Feel free to close your eyes right now and just start to come into your breath. Depending on what you've been up to today, maybe you're feeling some muscular tension, maybe you're feeling some mental discomfort. So as you're breathing right now, just take the time to notice how your body feels today. Inhaling in just the awareness of whatever sensations you do have, and exhaling out all of the negative thought and things that don't honor you. So yes, a stretch might be uncomfortable. You don't have to focus on the discomfort. In fact, take the time to focus on the ease and how your breath can really help you to relax, even if the only thing you're really relaxing is your mind. If you do decide to keep your eyes open for today's practice, just find one spot to softly gaze your eyes. No need for laser focus. In fact, it's a beautiful time to close your eyes. Check out any sort of floaters you might see on the back. You don't have to squeeze them super tight. We're just here to be as relaxed within ourselves and our breath as we possibly can. Take one more minute right here. You come into your breath, think about the idea of setting an intention for your practice today. Maybe someone or thing that you want to send your energy out towards. Maybe you want something inside of you to send your own energy towards. Just to feel good, just sharing positive vibrations. Next up, we're going to come into one of our first long holds for today. We have a couple of quick little postures that we're going to do as we transition from one posture to another, but most of today's postures are 5 minutes. So get that into your mind right now that you're going to do your best to come into the posture. You can take your time getting there, but once you find the stretch, you're going to hang out there for as long as you can. I'm going to come up off of my block, because next up we have butterfly. So today we're really focusing on the stretch that we're creating in our spines as opposed to our hips. So with bound angle, we would bring our heels in very close towards the center line of your body and really feel a stretch in your hip. But today I want you to release your toes a little closer down towards the end of the mat. And you can still ground your sit bones and first work to find some lifted length. And you can feel free to bring any or as many props as you have around you, because remember, we're here for yin. So once you find that length of your spine, you can take a little forward tilt of your hips. just to keep that spine length. And then it's okay to find a little bit of rounding right here. You can even allow your chin to gently tuck towards your chest. If you're not feeling enough of a stretch in your spine instead of your hips, you can think as we are starting our 5 minutes of this posture of even lifting your feet up on top of something else. Also, that's going to bring your thighs up a little bit higher. You can maybe relax a little bit more in the posture. So come back to your nice slow breath. Having a little bit of engagement of your belly right here is going to help to protect that back. But we're in yin, so you've got to do what feels good for you. And if you want to relax your belly a little bit, you can still find that length in your spine, relaxing and releasing your shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes or find that soft focus on just one spot and do your best to come into complete stillness. There's going to be some natural movements that are going to happen. But as you start to slow down your mind and your body, just notice what else you can feel. Can you be so still that you sense your heartbeat and where? Remember, you're being on the line between discomfort and awareness, finding that sensation of a stretch, and also pain. So if you start to feel the sensation of pain, feel free to back out just a little bit to lift yourself up. Come back into a new stillness. And deep breaths. Scan your body from head to toe and notice where you might have created additional tension. Did you, when you started this stillness, have your shoulders raised up towards your ears? Maybe you didn't even think you did, but can you exhale and find a little bit more length? Try not to even move a finger unless it twitches on its own. And it's very normal during yin as you're getting deeper into your connective tissues for there to be some trembling or shaking. Just inhale in the awareness of what you're feeling and use your exhale to let it go. We're in our last minute right here. Your back might be tingling. It might feel like fire just waking up. Just waking up though, not painful. And sometimes it's challenging to notice the difference between discomfort, things that don't feel good, versus things that truly hurt. Take your last 2 breaths right here. And then take your time. Move slowly with intention as we change through all of our postures today. You can start to lift yourself up. We're going to bring our hands close by our hips with our fingers pointing towards your hips. Go ahead, bend your knees. Place your soles of the feet to the floor. Move your blocks out of the way. And gently now allow your knees to drop down to one side, going for a very slow windshield wipe from side to side. Even taking a couple breaths as your knees fall all the way to the opposite side. Feel free to bend your elbows. Find the stretch that feels right for you in your chest, maybe even in your neck. 3 more breaths right here in windshield wipe. All right, take your time, walk your hands back in. You might need to scoot yourself back a little bit on your mat. We're gonna extend our legs out in front of us. You can go ahead and extend one leg at a time. They don't need to be side by side. They can be a little bit separated. Next up, we have got caterpillar. Caterpillar is gonna be our longest posture of the day, you guys. Coming in here hot early towards the beginning of class. You can feel free during this stretch to find just much relaxation in your ankles and your toes. No need to flex those toes back towards your face. If your back is still hurting right here, think about lifting yourself up, even on just a folded towel can be the length that works for you. You can take a slight bend in your knees, even placing a prop or a rolled up towel underneath of your knees. And even with that prop in front of you, find your length. So tilt your hips forward. Belly starts to come closer towards your thighs. You're just gonna bring yourself forward for as much of a spine lengthening fold as feels good. And remember, bring that relaxation back to your feet. And the great news is we're already in our 6 minutes right now. And I'm really looking at the clock, and it's actually gonna be 6 minutes from right now, or from a second ago. So feel free to tuck your chin to your chest. You can even use your hands as a prop to hold onto your head so that you're not going to bring extra tension into your neck. Try to keep that forward fold. Lengthen your spine. We're right here, right now, just breathing. So on those awareness inhales, starting from the tippy top of your head, just notice if you're squeezing anything else, creating tension anywhere else in your body that it doesn't have to be. Bring the focus back to your breath. See if you can even breathe so deeply that you feel the rib cage expand along your back. All the way down to the lowest rib. So there is a stretch happening in your legs. It's just natural, especially with your legs in front of you. Keeping that forward hinge from your pelvis. You're working to create that sensation and warmth in your back, and that's where it should predominantly be, all around the spine. Even if you did come into some rounding in your forward fold, can you think about on your inhale still finding some length and creating some extra space between each vertebrae on every inhale? You're doing awesome. Enjoy that tingle. You're more than halfway. Even if you have music on in your space, take the time within these last 2 minutes to quiet your inner mind so much and just notice the furthest away sound that you can hear. Is it in the room? Can you hear something even beyond the space that you're currently in right now? Last 2 breaths right here. Okay, take your time coming out. Slowly lift yourself up. We're going to move our props out of the way. And we're going to bring our fingertips back by our hips, facing towards our glutes. For a nice counter pose, 1 minute of hammock pose. So scooch your bums forward. Start to press your hands, palms into the floor. You can either stay right here, just lift it on the floor if it hurts to apply too much pressure into your hands, palms. If you're ready to join me, we're going to lift ourselves up like reverse tabletop. And just hang out here. Keep breathing, 1 minute. If you are doing a nice slow inhale for about 4 seconds, and a nice slow exhale for about 6 seconds, that means you need to take 6 breaths, maybe even less if you're enjoying a moment with lungs full and lungs empty to get to the end of 1 full minute. I find focusing on the counting of my breath such a great distraction from the discomfort I might be feeling. Change. However, you don't always want to look for those distractions, you know. You have to honor whatever it is that you're feeling. Sometimes we're just not really in that place yet. All right, we're gonna bring ourselves forward now. Coming up next is Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose followed by seal. If you're looking for something a little bit less intense for Sphinx pose, instead of having your elbows directly underneath of your armpits or shoulders, think about opening things up a little bit wider. You can even bring your hands, palms in towards each other. And feel free to use a prop. Find something to rest your head or your chin upon. Because once again, we're focusing on the stretch that we're creating in our lower back. Feel free to open those feet a little bit wider. If you happen to have a rolled up towel or a pillow or a bolster, you might even want to put something underneath of your chest, because it's yin, you guys. We're here to be relaxed. It's the passive form of yoga. So you're trying not to use your muscles too much. If you do want to feel more of a stretch in your back, if you don't quite feel it yet, press your elbows a little bit more down in towards the mat. Remember, there's the timer. You can tuck your chin towards your chest. Your 3 minutes starts right here. It's So make sure that you do still feel that stretch in your lower back, that you didn't allow your pubic mound or to lift up off of the mat, that you're not just bringing a big squeeze to your glutes either. There might be some contraction in your lower half. It's normal, but we're just working to relax our bum as much as possible. Relax your bum, relax your thighs. Just focus on pressing your belly button down towards the mat. See if you can relax your shoulders away from your ears a little bit more. Okay, you have an option to stay right here in Sphinx. However, if you'd like to create an even deeper stretch on your lower back, if that's an option for you, we're going to come into seal. So if you interlace your hands, go ahead, separate them, even turn your fingertips out towards the corners of the mat. You can place your hands underneath of where your shoulders were for a nice deep stretch and really lift yourself up. Opening your hands out a little bit wider or bringing them a little bit further forward can help to bring a little bit more ease towards the stretch. We're going to take a total of 3 minutes right here. You're already in it. You were already in Sphinx. Just think about that belly button. Ooh, tense. Belly button coming down to the mat as much as possible. And you can use those props and you can relax your glutes. If you do want to feel the stretch even more, to be even more active for our final 2 minutes, you can even go ahead, bend your knees, bring your toes together. You can see how that sends the stretch a little bit deeper up your back. Maybe even some flexion. Stretching your chin up towards the ceiling. I can't see the timer if I do that though, so I'm going to bring my head back down. Make sure you're still creating a sensation. You're relaxed, but there's still a stretch happening right here in your back. What you're truly relaxing is your mind. You've got about 5 or 6 breaths right here. Can you come back to your stillness? All right, take your time coming out. Release your feet back down to the floor if you lifted them. Start to bring your chest back down towards the mat. Move your props out of the way. Next up, we're going to go for a little half frog. So you can make your arms like goalposts. Keep your left leg where it is. Draw your right leg up, just as much as feels comfortable for you. nice little bent knee. You can relax your head down. Turn your head in the same direction as your knee. And we'll spend 1 minute right here. Really sending your breath to your back of the body right now. Rise and fall. Take your time, slowly start to wiggle your leg back. Press into your forearms, your fingers, lift your head up, turn your chin in the opposite direction. Lift your opposite knee. Do whatever feels good with your arms. A little frog stretch, little stretch inside the groin here as well. Bring that relaxation to your glutes. Make sure you're not squeezing any pencils between your butt cheeks right now. Simply melt into your mat. Last 2 breaths. All right, bring your left leg back to meet with your right. We're going to press ourselves up and come into child's pose. I'm actually going to walk my knees up a little bit further to come to the middle of my mat for child's pose today, because next up we're going to use the back of our mats more. Only 1 minute here in child's pose, but still feel free to use your props. If you don't want to bring your head all the way down towards the floor, put a block underneath of your head. If you're looking for a deeper stretch of your shoulders, you can always place your fingertips on top of a block. Right now, really focus on finding that extra little strength and lengthening of the base of your spine back towards your heels. And change. Walk your hands in. Lift yourself up. Come up towards the top of your mat. Next up we have it's like fixed firm. You have 2 different options for this next stretch. We're going to go for a backward lean. You're going to go back as much as feels comfortable for you. You can either be in a kneeling position with your glutes on top of your heels. If you want, you can go for more of a traditional fixed firm and open your knees as much as you need to with your toes pointing behind you, and sit your hips down between your heels. If this is too much of a stretch along into your knees, think about even taking a prop or a towel or a pillow, something very thin that you can place behind the back of your knee can help to relieve the tension right here. Maybe you're even sitting on a block between your glutes to help feel a little more comfortable. All right, if you can get your hands down on the floor behind you, if your glute feels like it is supported, you can start to relax your arms down, maybe the back of your forearms, maybe the top of your head. Maybe you can even release your whole upper body down on the mat. Just finding what feels good for you today. Most important is that you're not feeling too much of discomfort in your knees. You do want to try and keep those knees down towards the mat as much as possible. Big stretch happening on the tops of your thighs, especially if you chose to come down with your glutes on top of your heels. We're going to spend 2 more minutes right here. If you want to come in even deeper for these last 2 minutes, you can inhale your arms up overhead, grab hold of your opposite elbow and create an extra little arch of your back. A perfect human bridge. Wherever you are, back to your slow breath. Make sure you didn't come into a stretch that's so deep that you had to come into a shallow breathing cycle. You're still working to inhale all the way down through your diaphragm. And then exhale all the stale air out each breath. And remember, it's okay if you didn't come down anywhere near as deep as I did. Maybe you just brought your hands to the mat behind you and you're just working to press those knees down. We're just trying to open up a little bit of our ankles as well. And depending on if you're a runner, maybe you've had some ankle issues, things might be very tight. Be cool with yourself. Flexibility takes time. If you brought your arms up overhead, go ahead and bring your hands back to your heels. You're going to use your elbows to help lift yourself back up. Come back towards the top of your mat. Bring your hands down. And we're going to extend one leg out behind us at a time. One leg out behind us. Going to grab my timer. Go ahead, bring those forearms down to the mat. You can interlace your fingers if you want to. Extend those legs out behind you even more. We're coming into a plank. And if you don't want to be on a plank on your toes, you can always keep those knees down on the floor. Maybe you even want to have one knee and shin on the floor. And then switch it up as you feel ready. Work to find some length in your spine right now. And just keep breathing. Focus your eyes on one spot. Try not to keep those hips too high up towards the ceiling. Three more breaths right here. Beautiful. As you're ready, go ahead, relax and release your knees back down towards the mat if they're not already there. Take your time. We're going to turn over onto our backs and come into banana pose. That plank was, I believe, at least 1 minute, you guys. If you're participating in our Olympic challenge, send an email to fitness@miter.org after class and let Jen know that you planked for 1 minute on your forearms. Okay. Banana pose. A nice total body stretch. Inhale your arms up overhead. Keep your hips right where they are. Start to walk your feet over to the right as much as possible while still keeping the glutes grounded. And then walk your hands over to the right as much as possible as well. You can grab hold of your opposite wrist. You can even cross one leg over the other to feel supported, to create an extra stretch. You can experiment with which leg feels better crossed over, just depending on what your body needs today. What time is it? Cool. We're going to spend 3 minutes right here. Coming close towards the close of our class, start to scan your body from head to toe and find that extra relaxation. We've done a lot of long, deep stretches today. So in a stretch like this, it's really normal as we get close to the end, as your body's starting to feel tired, for you to experience those shakes and trembles. Don't be scared. It means you're doing some good work. You're making changes within the connections in your body. So come back to your breath, do your relaxation, even in these moments of tense changes within. Coming here close to the end, really set an intention to not fidget. You might be surprised to know that outside of this class, I have so much trouble sitting still. I cannot sit still. The only time I really find it easy to quiet my body and mind is when I get on my mat for my yoga practice. Excuse me. Okay, if you crossed your feet, take your time, slowly uncross your feet, release any binds with your hands, start to walk everything towards the center line of your body. You might even need to bend a knee and press into a heel to readjust yourself at the center of the mat, through your hips, through your shoulders. And then with your legs extended as much as feels right for you today and your hips ground on the floor, start to walk your legs as far over to the left as you can for today. And then reach through your fingertips, bring your upper body to the left as much as possible as well. If it feels good for you, you can cross one leg over the other or stay right where you are. 3 minutes right here. Focus on creating this beautiful stretch all through the right side of your body. Stretching the right side of the body. What else can you relax? Can you relax your chest? Can you create any additional length through the crown of your head? Are you still enjoying those super slow, deep breaths all the way down to the very bottom of your diaphragm? Okay, take your time and slowly, gently release any binds that you created. Start to walk your feet back to the center line of your body. Bring your arms back up overhead, bend at your elbows, and gently bring your fingertips down back by your side. Once you get there, we're going to go ahead and bend our knees. Lift your right leg up and cross it deeply over the left. Really work on squeezing the outer edge of your right calf into your left leg. Stretch your arms out into a T and go ahead, drop your legs over to the left side of the body. If you feel like your knees are absolutely nowhere near the floor, you're welcome to use a prop and place that underneath of your knees as we come into a rooted twist. 1 minute right here. You can turn your chin towards your opposite shoulder, the opposite direction of your knees. Just breathe. Take your time rolling back to center. We're going to switch our legs. Right foot comes grounded down towards the mat. Left leg lifts up and cross over like eagle legs. So really squeezing one thigh into the other, pressing your calves in towards each other. Gently begin to drop your knees over to the right side of your body. You can roll over onto that right hip gently. Can you keep your left shoulder on the mat though to create more of a stretch in your spine? And even turning your chin towards that left shoulder. 1 minute right here. Coming so close towards the end of class today. Working all the way up towards the end together. All right, slowly, gently roll back onto your back, uncross your legs. We're going to go ahead, kick our legs out in front of us and come into our final Savasana. Feel free to open your legs as wide as you want, open your arms as wide as you want, maybe one hand on your heart, maybe one hand on your belly. I'm going to leave you guys here in your final Savasana today. I'm going to hang out for a little bit. But I'm encouraging you to stay here for at least 5 minutes. Can you be in your final Savasana for at least 5 minutes? I have a 6-minute timer set right now. Can you stick around for those 6 minutes and come into your stillness? Do your best to even fall asleep if you're lucky. If you do have to get up and close your practice a little on time / earlier than you might like, take at least 3 more slow grounding breaths right here. And then feel free to get up and move on with whatever else might be part of your day. Take a moment to truly honor yourself though. Even from right here in Savasana, honoring yourself. What's happening with your face right now? So frequently in yoga, We make these faces as we feel the stretches or try to create a shape that looks like we're miserable and we don't want to be there, which is usually the opposite. It just feels amazing. But can your face reflect the same feelings that you have inside of your body? If someone came into the room right now and saw you doing yoga, would you look light and peaceful and like a mood that someone would want to emulate? Or did you find that you had a scowl on your face? And can you just let that melt away, even for just a second? Take these last 4 minutes in stillness and silence to truly just enjoy your breath, your space, your appreciation for yourself. Great news. You made it through all 6 minutes of Savasana. And you're welcome to continue to stay here in this Savasana for as long as feels right for your body today.
until you feel so relaxed and like it's a good time to get off your mat. Keep your eyes closed right now. If you're not going to stick around in Savasana, I thank you so much for staying a little extra for class today to honor yourself. Let's go ahead and make our way up to a seated position. Seated position of your choice. Go ahead, bring your hands, palms together in Namaskar with your thumbs touching on your chest sternum. Tuck your chin to your chest. Find that length through your spine once more. Honor yourself. Thank you for taking this time for you and your spine and your mental and physical health today. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we said or did in class, please reach out. Continue to think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good foods, do good deeds, nourish yourself from the inside and out. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.